And that applies to IEBC. When IEBC says it is independent, yet now there are accusations that it's holding brief for the political class. Just how independent is IEBC? And as well then brings the question in terms of individuals who are vetted to hold these offices. Because if anyone who is chairperson of IEBC should have credentials enough to be a judge of the High Court, one asks the question, just how competent are these people in these offices if interpreting and understanding the law is a problem?
Yeah, my main problem with IEBC normally is the manner in which they come into office. It's a political process. The people who ultimately make the decision of who becomes a commissioner is a politician who has a stake or is a competitor in the elections. So obviously, they will choose their cronies. I do remember when the selection panel in the last, not this last, with Chebukati. Yeah. Chebukati was number 9 out of 9 of the shortlisted candidates who were interviewed. And 3 names were forwarded. His was one of them. Uhuru picked the one who was number 9, number last. Well, that's called the lowest marks. So you ask yourself, what informed the choice of the number last and not number 1 or number 2, whose names were also forwarded? But they had made a law that we are going to send 3 names, as opposed to choosing the best from the selection panel. They said send 3 names. The selection panel sent number 1, number 2, and number last. What informed Uhuru's choice of number last to be the chairperson of IEBC? Obviously, that tells you there was a political compromise somewhere that you're number last, you don't qualify. But now, you are now my political lucky. Now, you expect such a person to become independent while in office. You'll be subject to political control. So, IEBC, in as much as the law, the text of the law makes it independent, there are still other strictures that undermines its independence. And politicians legacy politicians who want to control and influence the political process, and knowing IEBC's important role as a referee, try to exert control and influence over IEBC. And it starts with the manner in which commissioners are appointed. There are political compromises that they make to serve their partisan interest for today. But the Kenyan people wanted a commission that will go a long way to uphold the constitution and their sovereign mandate. The singular duty of IEBC, I've always said, is to just midwife the exercise of the sovereign mandate of the people. It should not care the outcome of that sovereign mandate. If the people choose Barabbas, give them Barabbas. If the people choose Jesus, give them Jesus. But ultimately, in all of this, I've always asked myself, are Kenyans victims or accomplices? And to an extent, I'll err on the side that they may be victims. But sometimes they behave like accomplices. More so, when they don't want to take full control of their own destiny and their own laws. So that when somebody is arguing with me that you're elected to office for 5 years and your laws that you've taken as the constitution does not mention that anywhere. So now you've become a lackey of a legacy politician. Even you are now becoming a purveyor of unconstitutionalism.
Let's look at how serious this actually is. Would I be